Good day folks, the Pro Audio Journalist here. Although not completely recognisable, Heritage Audio have released what I'm calling their Abbey Road Collection. The SILVERR 47 is a stereo tube preamp based on the 1950s EMI console design known to many as the Red 47. They have also released a P-Lane Type 436 compressor based on the 1950s Altec 436 iterations and its famous mods. This is a really smart decision by Heritage Audio. I believe the guys at Heritage are genuine fans of these pieces of legendary gear and fans of that era of record making. It's nice to know that they have a genuine admiration for the gear they are cloning. I am, however, confused as to why they have used the Lang name rather than the Heritage Audio name for these devices. I feel the name Heritage Audio better suits these releases. First up is the SILVERR 47. The Red 47 was used at Abbey Road Studio between 1964 and 1968, including any Beatles recordings in this time frame. Heritage have also taken inspiration from the remakes made by Chandler. Specifically, the SILVERR 47 has the same input gain increments as the Chandler unit. I'm going to assume the output trim control is the same plus or minus 5 dB increments too. On a side note, I'm really surprised that Warm Audio didn't choose to clone this unit first. Instead, they opted to clone the less than famous Ampex tube preamp. The US price tag of $1,000 is rather astonishing for a high voltage tube unit, let alone delivering 2 channels for that price. I imagine this will sell like hotcakes, especially to the Beatles fans and recording studios who work on this type of music. The unit looks great. Having the tubes on the front faceplate is a really nice touch. However, I would have included some illuminating lamps to make the tubes look more impressive. Consumers do prefer the illuminated tubes if it's a genuine high voltage tube device. If it's a cheap staffed plate design, the inclusion of illuminating lamps is often criticised. I'm not liking the colour. The original Red 47 was simple brushed silver from my memory. This would have been better suited to the Lang collection too, in my opinion, and would have probably been cheaper. That said, the colour did grow on me whilst looking at photographs for this press release. On the input gain selector knob, there is a setting called NFB, which stands for No Feedback. This produces a more aggressive harmonic distortion tone. I imagine it's great on drums, bass, vocals, etc., even direct guitar. The general sonics of this preamp design is typically forward and subtly aggressive. This will definitely outsell the Warm Ampex clone in my opinion. The other new unit is a mono Varimu compressor based on the famous Altec 436 that was modded by EMI engineers to become the RS124. One of the most famous and recognisable compressors in history. Heritage have brought their unit in at $799 US, which is considerably cheaper than the Chandler equivalent, coming in at $3,000 US. Heritage Audio have made a smart move with their pricing. Never before have we seen anything so close to the original units for this price. It's really exciting for musicians and engineers. You can buy a pair of the Heritage Audio 436 for half the price of a single Chandler RS124. That's pretty amazing. It's unknown to me where these new units are made, but I'm assuming they are assembled in Spain at the Heritage Audio quarters. Heritage Audio have included the London mod, which I believe is the same as the original mod done to the 436. It's a super fast release and recovery character. I'm assuming this is in line with the famous Superfuse mod, which is included with the Chandler unit. In the compression release time section, it also has a recovery hold parameter, which keeps the signal compressed to the last compressed peak level. A great addition for different characters, especially on drums and percussion. The attack knob has 6 positions ranging from 15 milliseconds to much slower settings. This is an older Varimu design, so don't expect 1176 style speed, but it will still shape the envelope of your transient somewhat. The release behaviour of this unit is where the character lies. The compressor design is very smooth and creamy, and if Heritage have delivered on this character at this price point, that's quite a feat. Actually, it's rather monumental and newsworthy that such units have been released at this price point. It definitely shakes things up in the hardware game. I imagine if Heritage have pulled this off, then they would be exceptionally proud of what they have released. I would absolutely love to demo these units, some real studio tests, and even compare it to an original Chandler Red 47. It's a great looking unit, especially the VU. However, I would have liked to have seen the tubes on the front faceplate again, but I guess the VU meter had to take priority. In closing, this is a really historic release. These are really credibility pieces from Heritage Audio. I have high regard for their solid state products, so can they hold this standard with their tube units too? It looks like so. That's all from me, folks. Please like and subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you liked the chat. Let us know in the comments if these are on your wish list. Maybe an EMI EQ from Heritage Audio is next. That would be so exciting. I'm the Pro Audio Journalist. I'll see you in the next one.